Namaskaram. Every day I am getting a lot of WhatsApp message, email, enquiries on telephone call, reference from some people, or maybe those who attended my programs on career counseling or academic counseling. Major question that all of them will ask. My son, my daughter, or the candidate themselves are asking, I have to choose which subject I have to study in my life. It's very difficult question to answer because I'm sure the same candidate would have applied in different places. They must have taken suggestion from different people and not able to decide what to study. Why is it happening? Our education system did not equip ourselves to make us capable of deciding what we want to study with maybe KG nursery onwards 2 years plus 10 years of we have chosen probably when somebody suggested humanities or somebody suggested maths, physics, chemistry or commerce to be the stream to be selected for +1 +2. You have selected that subject for +1 +2. But after having done that, now the confusion, I've done commerce +1 +2. Should I take BBA or BCom? Or should I have to learn English or some other subject? The science stream people have more confusion. Which engineering subject I have to choose? Is it aerodynamics? Is it mechanical engineering? Computer science? BSc, there are plenty of BSc courses. Maybe around 200 BSc courses. BSc courses in radiology, BSc courses in mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, the basic courses, microbiology, whatnot. Every subject there is one graduation program available. Which subject my child has to select? Which subject I have to select? The candidate is asking. And they will ask you, maybe sometime the question which they ask me is, which is of scope today? How do we predict what is going to happen in this world after 3 years or 4 years or 5 years? Sometime back microbiology had a great demand, but then nanotechnology came, microbiology lost its scope. When some country in Gulf starts giving job for people who are in medical field with a diploma to work inside the lab to support the doctors, immediately some university will start BSc in that same program without any practical knowledge. Ophthalmology or the optometry, eye testing, ear testing, chest congestion, all respiratory problems, you have a BSc in respiratory systems. See what happens. The demand is there for some specific people for specific job. The second question you should ask, when you don't get a job after BSc, what is to be done? You have to go for higher studies. So look at, if somebody takes aerodynamics BTech, do you have an option to go for MTech in aerodynamics? Is the PhD option available in India? Or you will have to go abroad for higher studies? Then do you have that ability to pass GRE? Do you have that ability to pass GATE to get a good score in GATE so that you can apply for some posts or maybe MTech in IIT sort of a places? It's all your ability, how much you can study and how much you can do. If you don't, these questions comes generally when you don't have your own interest. You don't know what to study. So if at this age, after +1 +2, you are not able to decide what you want to study, don't opt for some specific courses, very specialized courses which are normally not taken by somebody. Go for a general course. General course like the basic old courses. So what will happen? At least you can go for a B.Ed and become a teacher, or probably you can go for specialization when you go for masters, post graduation, or higher studies. You can go for specialization, you can do diploma in different places. The option for job opportunities are more generally for basic courses. But if you're a clear good vision you have, and then you're a person who decided what you want to do in your studies, no problem. Otherwise, best is to go for a general subject. In engineering, mechanical, civil, electrical, electronics, these are much better than robotics, instrumentation, because robotics and instrumentation becomes a specialized program. So when you go into that, you cannot do an MTech in some other subject. But assume you do a BTech in mechanical engineering or electronics, probably tomorrow you can shift it to robotics. Petroleum industry, you do a BTech, then you have to go for MTech or PhD or search job in that field only. But anyway, today if you are a good programmer, I'm sure you show the skill of doing programming. Any engineering student get job in programming in any company. Maybe you do a accounts job, or maybe you develop some course material for some online course programs. All that is possible. So the career is not what is to be guided. Most of the people do a career guidance program in schools. I don't do that generally, because career is after the first job. What is that subsequently you do to build your life is what is called a career. The first job is important. So as a student, when you have a curriculum to study, look at the syllabus, identify what is interesting into that, and then pursue that studies so that tomorrow you can go for a job, you can go for specialization in the higher studies. These are all possible. And what is that you can study has to be understood very perfectly. Assume that you are good in mathematics and you also love commerce or maybe economics. The other day some student asked, should I go for a BA economics? Maybe a BSc economics with mathematics orientation is much better. And I'm sure in these online programs are happening, the teaching learning becomes more online. So what you can do to get a taste of the online learning and to pursue with your interest in learning, join in some programs on probably Coursera or edX or such. So many are there online programs. Get into them, get a taste of the subject which you are learning, look at the syllabus, understand what is that you have to learn in that, then pursue. I don't understand when somebody says that you love physics but don't like mathematics. How can you have physics without mathematics? So probably up to +1, +2, you have interest in something, or you found some subject is closer to you just because your teachers or the tuition teachers, most of the people go for tuitions these days, so they must have made it interesting. I'm sure you have a good teacher. You can always find something interesting. This is what I believe, and I've done it to many of my students. Those who say that they don't like some subject, I talk to them on that subject for some time, probably teach them on that topic for a little bit. I'm sure they love it. So it's all in the teacher's hand. And your interest is actually to be developed by the teachers during the process of schooling, and that has not happened. And now what do you do as parents? You keep consulting many people, like probably me is one who consult, and then what happens? You will also consult many other relatives, friends, those who have done that course, and then you talk to your peer groups, and your parents also will talk to their colleagues, and then come to an average, and they'll dump you there. We have seen a lot of children who get into the course, when they come out, they drastically fail in understanding the inner sense. Probably you can see in some of the colleges where I went for the induction training program itself, they say that this is not what they wanted. In the second day or third day, they understand. When I talked to somebody who wanted to have history, but they did not get it, and probably somebody wanted chemistry, got history. So these problems are quite normal. You can look at any of my college sessions in which I discuss these activities to the children. But I'm sure if you're a good student, you can always find a job. So job is not a problem, because you have to do higher studies and do research. Engineering, I'm sure if a student takes any engineering subject in this world, what's available, and you have got a master's and a PhD, at least you can become a principal in an engineering college, because we hardly have PhDs in engineering who can take the leadership in the engineering colleges. You get a professor's post and you get a good salary. I'm sure tomorrow's world is going to be much different, and you have a new education policy in which the system of education is going to change. If you are not a good student, probably in the online learning sessions, you will not be able to learn much. So the best thing is get into online, start getting the taste of the subject which you wanted to study, and then get into that subject. Don't go for courses where somebody is suggesting you unless you know the taste of it. Just because somebody asks you to eat something, you don't eat that. You have to have your own taste. That's very, very essential in academics. So God bless you. Enjoy. Pick up something very, 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 very interesting to you, which gives you passion, and you can study well. And then job will come to you if you are a good student. The basic qualifications, qualities which you need is you should have the urge and the quest for studies, and you should have good communication skill, good soft skill, good way to learn and present the things, and be more practical and productive. That's more important. Yeah, when you want to do a job, probably you should show that you can do job yourself. And most essentially, if you are good in making something by yourself, you don't have to look for a job. You can create a job. So look for some subjects, some study where you can create your own job. That's more essential. Okay. God bless you. Always you can consult me. I'm available on this number what's there here. Anytime you can call me, talk to me, understand the intricacies of learning, and then how and what can be learned. God bless you. Enjoy. The video is not created to stop people calling me, because there are a lot of messages coming. The same thing I have to repeat. Probably these are the common things which I have to repeat. So probably unless I ask few questions to you and understand you perfectly, I will not be able to suggest anything. So this is only a generic information which I am trying to give through YouTube. God bless you. Enjoy.